other than the statutory board meetings, etc., we have a monthly family meeting. We have a 2-day meeting, family board. So we review, we exchange, we understand what all we do, what all we don't do. So we have a good bondage there. And I think that keeps the family together.
George Alexander, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to understand what has the current market meant for your business, and what are you sensing when it comes to lending and gold lending in the current market, in the current times, in the COVID world?
Pandemic actually has left many businesses in problem. Other than today, other than essentials, other businesses are not working. Whether it is a jewelry shop or a sari shop, you name it, it is not working. Restaurants are not working, resorts are not working, cinema theaters are not working, malls are not working. So people are finding it difficult for actually to do any, actually to continue their business. But then now it is slowly starting to come back. People are slowly coming, opening their shops, starting to revive their business. At this point of time, what we see is they are not actually able to get quick and easy loans. Banks and Reserve Bank, etc., have actually said that people should be given loans, should be given easy loans, etc. But actually, it is not really forthcoming. People are not really able to get it. It's taking time. So what they are now trying, or what we are trying to help them, is to give them a very easy loan, a working capital loan now, for them to restart their business. For restarting, they need funds for probably purchasing stocks, paying off some creditors, or actually there are some of their payments which are due would not have been forthcoming quickly. So they need working capital. That is where we pitch in. We have been in this business for quite some time. So we know the psyche of the people. We are known for giving a quick and easy gold loan. So people relate a gold loan means first name which comes to their mind is Muthoot. So we've been able to do that, and now we are able to do it little better, or rather, we are actually able to help people much more now.
Yeah.
Of course, we get a profit, we get an interest, etc. on that, but that is secondary. We are able to help people. That is what in this pandemic, what we are actually able to do.
This is also incidentally a time when we are talking, when, while everything is going haywire, the gold market is doing very well, and the gold prices globally are getting stronger. And I have a friend who looks at, in Russia, they look at this gold mining, and they were saying that, it's just, there's so much of bet being put on this market. I want to today take this opportunity to understand from you the business of gold. And I also want to understand from you that how did you get into Muthoot Finance? Because today it has become ubiquitous, right? With gold and loans. How did you go about starting this business? And then second, how did you build such a strong brand in the market, in the country?
Actually, this is started by my parents, my father and his brothers. They are no more now. So we have now taken on in the last 30, 40 years, the second generation, have actually taken on this business of gold loans. And really, it started from Kerala, where people tend to have a lot of gold ornaments with them. And we felt that they have such a lot of ornaments with them, and they are going here and there to borrow money from friends, relatives, etc. So for gold loan, the main thing which people look is trust. That means they are giving actually their gold. Today also, if you look, somebody gives 100 rupees or 1 lakh rupee worth of gold, and actually is taking only 50 or 60 rupees from us. So the trust more is required from his side. He is actually depositing 1 lakh rupee worth of gold with us, and we are giving him 50 or 60,000 rupees. So who needs to be trusted more? So what they wanted is a reliable company, a reliable institution, which takes care of their property, their ornaments, and gives it back without any damaging it, without any problem. Because what we did also, we were replacing the local money lenders. The local money lenders are always there. They have been doing this as pawning, etc. And people there's also the trust deficit.
Yeah.
There's a trust deficit. Because of that, they are little reluctant to go and pledge their gold. But today, more than what the organized gold loan sector has, the moneylenders have the business because of their reach and availability. So we thought we should be doing this. We started from our hometown in Kerala. Maybe 40 years back, we started branching out. Then we branched out in other parts of Kerala, then went into South India and went in North India also. Wherever in South India, gold loan, actually people know what is a gold loan. In Northern India, Eastern India, and Western India, people were not familiar with gold loan. So we had to actually sell or market the concept of a gold loan first. We had to say what is gold loan, why it is beneficial for you. Initially, when we went to Delhi and North India, because my eldest brother, chairman, and his family are based in Delhi. They've been there for the last 45 years. So then we introduced this gold loan in our branch there, and people were very reluctant to come. They thought it is below their status or dignity to pledge the ladies' gold. But we actually told them, ek locker se dusra locker. It is in your locker. Keep it safe in our locker. Actually, it is insured also. And we can do it without you having to go and borrow from friends, relatives. So that is why we did a lot of concept selling. And we did a lot of TV ads, TV commercials. Actually, we did all the commercials showing the husband wanted to start a business. He wanted money for his working capital. And he was saying, oh, I wanted to start a shop, but where is the money? When the lady of the house says, we have the money here. Then he asked, where is the money? Yes, we have it in our locker. Then she brings the gold and shows it to the husband. He gets angry first. जान जाएगा फिर भी मेरा wife का jewelry गिरवी नहीं रखेगा. But then she says, anyway, it's idle. We are not using it. Probably for our children at that time. You go and keep it in Muthoot. Take the money and start the business. So we had a few commercials like that initially, so that people shed their inhibitions of pledging a gold loan. Today it is second nature. Today, after we started, all the banks, nationalized banks, NBFCs also came into the picture. Today, if you look, all the banks, etc., are advertising that they are giving gold loans. Everybody is advertising. Good. Of course, there is competition. But I wouldn't mind competition because it is actually opening up the market. Because even today, only 2,000 tons of gold is there in the organized gold loan sector. And India has about 25,000 tons. So only 2,500 tons have come. The others are still lying in some locker here and there. If people can actually use this, they can get quick money. Yeah. And I think government of India is also keenly watching this because it is a very easy form of loan. And if you value the 25,000 tons of gold, it comes into trillions of dollars. And that is lying idle with the people.
I would love if you can tell us about your father. Like, what was your early memories growing up and seeing him as an entrepreneur?
Okay. Father actually and his grandfather, they started trading business early, maybe 130, 140 years back. They did that. But they got into the finance and banking in 1939. From there, he slowly started gold loan. Initially, gold loan was a very small product for us. And it was only available in one of our branches. Thereafter, it is that we felt that people used to come from far, maybe miles and miles, 50 miles, 60 miles, to pledge their gold with our office, single office. We thought, why don't we just go ahead and start branches? Of course, there was also a confusion whether I can employ people because this is gold. will I be able to trust my people, etc. But then we took the venture. We devised some initially internal controls, etc. at that time, so many decades back. And then it became a business which could be scaled up. And once we started opening branches, then it really picked up.
Tell us about the gold market, because I'm hearing so much about it, and there is such a momentum internationally for gold. It's like the space to be in.
So gold is actually, we are only the secondary person. The primary is the gold consumer, gold manufacturer, jewelry. They are the primary people in the gold market. We only come, once the ornament is made, we come as a financier for the ornament. Finally, to tell you, we only finance ornaments. We don't finance bullion and biscuits, etc. Only household ornaments. So today, what is happening is you could take the case about 15 years back when there was a big 2008 and 9, when there was an international financial problem, and US, etc., and Europe had bigger problems. At that time also, the price of gold went up from $1,100 per ounce to $800 per ounce. The same thing, what is happening today, happened in 2009, 10, and 11. From $1,100, it went to $800. There was a spike in the price of gold. At that time also, many new players, when we were there, our company just got listed at that time. So we were in the limelight, our figures, our business, our profit, our AUM, everything was made public. So there were a lot of people who came into the bandwagon at that time, but they were not very serious. They were not focused. They all came, NBFCs, businessmen, non-NBFCs, banks, everybody came. After 2 years, they all lost interest and they went back. Today, we are seeing the same thing. Today, there is international financial instability. Yeah. People are not comfortable. What will happen to the dollar? What will happen to the euro? They are printing and printing and printing money, and whether it is sustainable. So countries are now starting to hoard gold. Today, if you look, India as a country, we are not importing gold for jewelry. It is for investment that is happening today. The jewelers are not selling jewelry today. Very little jewelry, maybe 10% or 15% jewelry sale is only happening. Whatever else is happening is just investment in gold.
Yeah.
Countries and institutions are also investing in gold. The price of gold is going up. When the price of gold goes up, for us, we can lend more to an individual person. A person coming with 100 grams of gold can get maybe much more when the price is high, because we finance up to 75% of the market value of gold. So because of that, people are able to get more money. And one more thing, because today everybody is talking about gold price, etc. The people who are earlier not pledging or their gold are also thinking, oh, a lot of things are happening in gold. My gold, which was worth 10 lakhs, is now 20 lakhs. Why don't I use it also? So people are, what I want to say is the market is expanding.
I've been speaking to some of the bankers, to some lending startups. Lending as a space actually going through a very difficult time, and there is this caution that, okay, if we lend right now, when the money will come back. For you, this must be an interesting time, right? Because people around you are very cautious right now to lend.
Yes, you're right. Today, earlier, maybe 2 years back, people used to get money online. You just go online, says some of your, they just check some of your things online, credit or something, and online in 5 minutes you could get a loan. So we call fintech companies were there who were lending like that. Then there were people who are lending on personal loans, just personal loans based on your income and salary, etc., without any collateral. Then there were vehicle loans, housing loans. But today, every lender is overcautious.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what is going to happen after the moratorium.
Yeah.
How people are going to pay, what will happen to the business, etc. Business confidence is very little, and people are actually not spending money today. everybody is holding money. Even people who are availing the moratorium, it's not that they all don't have the money to pay the moratorium. They can pay the EMI, but they do not know after 4 months, will I be getting a stable income? Let the money which is with me be with me for my personal use or expense, etc. So that is one of the reasons. So business confidence is not there. What I personally feel is that the government should actually put purchasing power in the hands of people. To some extent, as a gold loan, we are able to do that. We are able to put purchasing power in the hands of people. If you put purchasing power in the hands of people, demand will go up. When demand goes up, GDP will go up. But putting more money in the hands of people is, as some economists say, it can create an inflationary trend. But that is very little. The impact of that is very little. But the impact of the GDP going up because of money supply increase is much better. The impact definitely will be much better with putting money in the people. Today, there is no demand. There is no purchasing, not purchasing for purchasing mentality is not there. Nobody wants to spend. Nobody wants to spend money today. Other than essentials, nobody is spending anything. If you don't spend, how will an economy work?
Yeah.
European countries and America gauge how the economy is growing. They gauge it by the spending. Today, the consumer spend is X. It has gone up by X plus 1%. They are very happy. If the consumer consumption has come down, they feel the economy is not going up. So that is that's a definite measure of how an economy is growing. And we should also boost the economy.
Just wanting to understand that during this pandemic, how are you looking at digital assets, digital products, and how much of digitization is there in Muthoot Finance?
You must understand our loan average ticket size is only 50,000. Average ticket sizes, earlier it was 40, now it is about 50,000. Small borrowers are there, 5,000, 10,000, etc. We actually we have their mobile numbers with them. Some of them, many of them are not very online savvy, etc. But then during the pandemic, see, we had a one month of people sitting at home. We actually started by calling up all the customers. The branch staff were sitting at home. They were calling up the customers and mapping their bank accounts to our bank. So earlier they could easily come to our branch, very easy, because we have branch all over the place. So nobody needs to travel more than 5 kilometers to a Muthoot branch. They used to come conveniently to the branch, take the money, pay the interest, etc., etc. So now that they were not able to come due to various reasons, we thought, why not we make them more computer savvy? So then we mapped their accounts. Actually, we mapped more than 10 lakh accounts during that time. Because of that, people could transact more. And our online transaction, earlier also people could pay the interest online. If they have gold with us, they could take more loans on the existing gold online. They could repay online, but only very few people were using it. After the pandemic, actually this has gone up fourfold. 4 times it has gone up. So many people are now, today 40% of the people transact online. Not that they can do everything, but they transact either to pay interest or to take up money or to repay the gold. But for 2 things, they have to come to the branch. One is to bring the gold for us to check and take it, and for them to take it back. Now, as a new venture, we have also started something else. That is, we are saying, we will come to your house and take the gold. We call it loan at home. So our people, if you call us, maybe for not a 2,000 rupee loan or 3,000 rupee loan, for a loan maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakh, if you call us, our people will go there, check, weigh the gold, pack it, seal it. We have a lot of controls and systems, etc. Bring it to the branch, and while we are checking and taking it, we will transfer the money to his account also. So it is now catching up, and people who sometimes had some reluctance to come to our branch with the gold are also finding it convenient. So people still have that, some people, oh, he's pledging his gold. Probably some people may not like it, but this nobody knows. Somebody comes to your house, takes your gold, gives you your money, and goes to the branch. So we have now started that 1 month back. It is now catching up. We started in Bangalore and Chennai, Hyderabad also it is starting, and we'll go to the place and check it. The biggest difficulty of gold loan business is how to check the gold ornaments for purity without destroying it. See, the actual check, if you give a gold chain to Tanishq or a jeweler to sell, he will actually cut it, melt it, make it homogeneous, and then tell you what is the caratage of the gold. For us, without that is destroying the ornament. Without destroying the ornament, how can we assess? So we use the old touchstone method and acid and all those things. But then we are 99% able to say whether the gold is good quality or not. It may be 99% accurate or 98%. Only that is required because I'm not purchasing the gold from him. I'm only just keeping it as a security and giving it back to him. If it is 98% okay, then I don't mind. Strength is not there in many other institutions. All our 5,000 branches with 25 to 30,000 employees, every employee knows to do this.
Wow.
Every employee knows it because there is only one job there, gold loan, nothing else.
Like now this loan at home will become, it's the new normal. I'm assuming that once COVID is over, also this facility will be there for people.
For customers who are not very, just like Amazon, when you go to Amazon, instead of purchasing 2, you purchase 5 times.
Yeah.
Purchase goes up because it's very convenient. We just need to pay the money through your card, etc. The delivery will happen, and you order 50% of things you don't want also, you order through Amazon. So usage will go up. So just like this, when loan at home starts, the usage also will go up. And second is, we also have the overdraft facility. That is, we are saying we can take and keep your gold in safe custody with Muthoot. In the locker. Our locker is also insured. Your locker is not insured. Your gold in the bank locker is not insured. But if you give the gold to us, it is insured. So that is one advantage for you. So we insure your gold. You take your gold, keep it with us. Probably you don't want any loan today. But after a month or 2 weeks, you need some quick money. You can get it online without coming to the branch because gold is already there with us. Yeah. We can say you have an overdraft facility already created for you. This we started almost a year back. And many people are also using it. Now here the biggest challenge is how to change the mindset of the people to use gold, which is an idle asset, as a productive asset. That's the mind change which is required. Now we are seeing that because a lot of advertisements are coming, all the big banks, new generation banks, old generation banks, government banks are advertising gold loan. So everybody is talking about gold loan. And because we have been there for long with the trust and credibility, etc., people definitely come to us. Some people will go to banks for the loan. Fine, let there be competition. And we can't expect 100% of the business to come to us. But the market will improve. Yeah. The market will widen. That is what we see in this now.
One of the conversations that we see happening is that in the new India, people don't have gold. People are not buying gold and women are not buying gold. I hear this from some very big renowned jewelry brands also saying that, now people are not buying, like the value of gold, which it was, is not there in the younger generation. Do you see that as a trend and do you see that as one of the concerns for your business?
See, our business that is actually a concern for the jeweler. We actually finance only the ornaments already with us. But then the average Indian is not what you said. Probably my daughter-in-law may not purchase as much gold as my wife or my mother. But the average Indian still sees gold ornaments as an insurance against financial distress.
Yeah.
Average Indian or somebody just below the average, when they get some money, they invest in gold. If they keep it as cash, it will be spent. This gold, you can never destroy gold. So gold is either in some form or the other, it is always there. So people, average Indian, still invest in gold ornaments. because it has two advantages. One, you can wear it. Second, you can use it for pledging or getting money. So for an average lady of the house, one insurance policy which she has is the gold with her. Anything mishap happens in the family, they have the gold to fall back upon.
Yeah, yeah.
They can sell it, or they can or they can actually sell it or pledge it. And the average ticket size for us is only 50,000. We are an arm low company. We have about, at any point of time, we have about 70 to 80 lakh customers, accounts with us.
70 to 80 lakhs.
Because 5,000 branches we have.
Wow.
We have a daily footfall of 200,000 customers walking into our branches every day, either to pledge or to release or to pay interest.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
We have a lot of touch with the customers. This is what should we say? A very what should we say? It's very a business where lot of touch is required. Yeah.
You know, in this segment, like what you were saying, 200,000 people coming every day and 70 to 80 lakh accounts. I want to understand how many of them are entrepreneurs, SMEs, business owners, micro entrepreneurs. Do you have any percentage that self-made log kitne hain?
Yeah. Actually, our loan is dispersed in 10 minutes time. You bring the gold, we value it, check it, we take your KYC and maybe disburse the loan in 10-12 minutes. We actually do not go into finding out what purpose you are using it, whether you are able to repay, because all those questions never are required for us. That is why they are coming for a gold loan also. But then we also generally know through our branches that what are the type of people taking a loan. Generally, it is the small shopkeeper, the shopkeepers, the small businessmen, SMEs to some extent, yes, but the big factory people may not come. They have access to bank funding, etc. But for them also, occasionally we get them when they require a quick money at, maybe we call it as a temporary finance or a bridge finance or a working capital finance. They need for money for 1 month, 2 months, etc. They come to us. Some things which we have made is very customer friendly is that we don't have any upfront charges. There is no service charge, etc. There is no prepayment charge. The loan is given for 1 year, but you are free to repay it at any point of time, after 1 week, after 10 days, and we charge only interest on the actual number of days. So if a loan remains with us for 17 days, you pay only 17 days interest. You can get it in 5 minutes, you can take back the loan take it in 10 minutes, you can take back the loan in 5 minutes. So what happens is, the average period of the loan, though we give it for a year, is only 4 months. People take it back very quickly. And if they want after 6 months, they come back again. We have made it very, very customer friendly.
You know, I wanted to understand human behavior. How many, at least in the customers that you have seen, what is the default rate?
When we give a loan for 12 months, I told you majority of the loan gets closed in 4 to 5 months time. Those which go beyond 1 year is just 5% of the total. Or the 5% of the total loans only go beyond 5 years. And for us, we give little more time to them also to repay. Because the next option is to auction the gold. So we give them a little more time. Instead of more than the one year, we give little more extra time and carry it in our books as an NPA, because I am 100% sure that I'm not going to lose that money. That goes with me. But if I give him some more time and give him some more time to repay and take back his ornament, he'll be very happy with us. If I auction the gold, realize my money, my NPA will be 0, but the customer's comfort will not be there. And we don't mind keeping it because I'm not going to be a loser. We are not having the loans which are beyond 12 months are not loans which are bad loans. It's just that the customer has not had the money to come and repay. So we give them maximum time, but still, if they don't come back, we auction the gold. We auction about 1% of the gold goes for auction. And if we realize more than the money, we refund it to him. If we realize less, although we can recover it from the customer, usually nobody goes for such a small loan to recover the difference from him. A loan of 10,000 rupees, we got only 9,500. We lost 500 rupees interest. We lose only interest. We don't have to, not worthwhile. But if we recover more, as per the present regulations, even otherwise, we refund it to the customer.
There's also a lot of heart and empathy in the way you are running the business. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of golden heartedness also in the business. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, because customer is very important for us. Because unless the customers come to us, we can't do our business. And second, the customer has to trust us. They have to. We are actually, our interest rates definitely are more than banks, but compared to other NBFCs, we are seen as a more reasonable of NBFCs. Whether it is with charges which we do, whether it is the interest, definitely more than the bank, but much lesser than money lenders and other NBFCs, etc. And giving them little more consideration and not being very strict on them to dispose of their gold and auction and recover our money.
George Alexander, what is it that you enjoy about your business?
I enjoy, yes, when we see the business growing, when we see the next generation also coming into the business. Our next generation children are also coming into the business. I am the youngest of the 4 brothers. My children, both boys, are in the business. The other brothers' children are also in the business. We enjoy that. And definitely, we enjoy doing business. And that is heartening to us that we are able to deal with such a lot of customers. We are able to deal with such a lot of staff. We are able to deal with such a lot of shareholders also. Because we listed and went public about 12 years back. And we have been able to do reasonably well with the shareholders also. They have definitely benefited from Muthoot. We have also benefited from that business.
Looking at the market right now, is there anything that we can expect from Muthoot Finance in the coming months? Something that you're thinking about?
I think during the pandemic, 1 month we were closed almost. But after that, we gradually opened. Today, all our branches are open. All our staff are working. Other than some lockdown branches, etc. Otherwise, everything is opening almost normal. Our collections are also almost normal. Last 2 years, we've been growing by 15% and 22%. AU assets on gold has increased. So this year, we have actually given a guidance of 15% growth. I think I'm sure we should be able to do that. Although we lost the first 2-3 months actual business, I think we'll be easily able to make it up in the coming days. And by the end of the year, I'm sure we'll be able to do 15% growth, which is definitely, I think, very reasonable, because even every year, the base is also increasing. So we have to do 15% on the new base. Yes, anyway, we will be able to do. That's a guidance which we have given to the market last quarter.
Generally, we've seen that when there is a family business, right, and when there are a lot of brothers involved, there's some kind of a conflict or the other. How have you? What advice would you give to, family businesses where people work together? How do you ensure that you work together and without conflict?
I'm not sure, and I'm not competent to give advices here, but I can only say what we do. Other than the statutory board meetings, etc., we have a monthly family meeting. All the brothers and the children come to, till now, the last 3 months, we are not able to come together here. Otherwise, either we come here or one of the directors plays a daily office, or here we have a 2-day meeting, family board. So we review, we exchange, we understand what all we do, what all we don't do. So we have a good bondage there. And I think that keeps the family together. And second is that as a policy, we don't mind somebody doing doing more, somebody doing less, etc. We don't crib. I am working more, he is working less. He is spending more, he is spending less. We don't, because anyway, they are the family only.
What has money meant to you personally? What is money for you?
I think for me personally, we work on a trust. People trust us with their money. See, our capital is only our net worth, probably is our capital adequacy, or if you say it's only about 25%. The balance 75% is public money. So money means taking care of the money of the people, keeping it safe, giving them reasonable interest or returns, whether it is share, give them an interest or dividend, whether it is a deposit or a debenture, bond, we give them reasonable interest. We have to keep their money safe. Unless we are able to keep the money safe with the trust and confidence, then we will be able to get more and more money. Money for me is that. And second, we also have a very good charity programs.
Wow.
We have a lot of charity. We do a lot of CSR. Even before CSR, etc. came, we do quite a lot of CSR. We have 2 hospitals which are actually almost CSR hospitals, because it's in Kerala, our own hometown, but very big hospitals. 250 bed, state of the art, with all the super specialty also there, 2 hospitals. We have 2 schools, 2 in Delhi, 1 school in Cochin. We have engineering colleges. All those are non-profit organizations. In our engineering college, we charge the fees of only the government fees, just merit only. So we don't need to make any money there, but we want to leave a legacy for the next generation. So whether it's education, healthcare, and lot of charity week. Whatever we can, we give. Recently there was a floods in Kerala, lot of houses went. So we decided that we will build 200 houses. And we have already built 167 houses free of cost and given to people. The other 30 also we'll complete in the next 3-4 months, just because of this pandemic. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to hand over 4 keys to people, to 4 houses to people. Actually, they got the house much better than what they lost. It's fully free. Those are some things where we actually do. So money also matters to us. So of course, all this can happen only if the business survives. As the business survives, we do this also.